Hello guys, Greg back with another video. So today I'm doing my top 10 summer fragrances for 2014. Quite late in summer that I'm doing this, but I thought it'd be good to actually make it about the fragrances that I actually have been wearing, ones I've been enjoying most. Basically the ones just from my collection, so it's a completely personal, subjective list, but they are all really good fragrances, you can trust me on that one. So let's dive straight into it. So I've got two honourable mentions. First honourable mention is this one. This is Lalique White, obviously from the house of Lalique. I've done a full review on this one. If you want to get a bit more info, I'll link that below. But it's a very interesting fragrance, a really high quality summer designer scent. It's got a very distinctive tamarind note in here. The tamarind tree and the fruit that comes from it, it's a tree that's mainly in Africa, and the fruit's got like a bittersweet scent to it. It's hard to describe, but if you smell it, you'll know it. It's very distinctive and very prominent in there. This one's also got a very weird pencil shavings accord at certain stages during the fragrance, but that may not sound that great, but it really is. It's a really good option for summer. Not that expensive if you look around, and it's a cut above most of the summer designers, the generic stuff that you'll find. Second honourable mention, this is an absolute classic from the 1960s, still holds its own today in 2014. Been loving wearing this one this summer, and this is from Dior, and this is Eau Sauvage. So this is a citrus based fragrance. It's got a little bit of spice, it's got some woods, it's got some greenness in here. Gets bashed for performance, this one, but I'll get around 5 hours, which for a citrus aromatic fragrance I'm not too worried about. It's pretty good for me. So them are two honourable mentions. So let's crack on with the list. Number 10, from the house of Perialis 360 Degrees Red. Really enjoy this one. Very similar to Armani's Acqua di Gio. This one's got a little bit of a spicy edge to it. It's got a lot of cinnamon in there, and I do prefer it to Acqua di Gio. Get great performance out of this one. Lasts all day for me, and it's a really good cheap option for summer. And again, I've reviewed this, so I'll leave a link for that. Number 9 on my list. The only Chanel fragrance that I own. I used to have loads, but they've all gone by the wayside except this one. And this is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. A beautiful lemon, vanilla, woody citrus fragrance. Does have kind of a lemon cream pie smell to it. Average performance for me, this one, but I can't complain too much. So yeah, that's Allure Homme Edition Blanche at number 9 on my list. Number 8, this is probably not a typical summer scent, but it works great for me in the moderate heat. It's not the most innovative or striking or different fragrance. It's an aromatic fougere that's just done to perfection. It's from the house of MDCI, and this is Invasion Barbar, or Barbare. I really don't know how you say it. I think it's Barbar. So this has got a citrus top, it's got a spicy middle and really a musky base, but overall it's dominated by lavender throughout. Two comparisons for this one: 1725 from Histoire de Parfum and Sartorial from Penhaligon's. I've owned all three of those at one stage. I still own Sartorial actually, and I would say this one is the pick of the three for me. Excellent projection and sillage, beast mode longevity, great fragrance. Number 8, that's Invasion Barbar. Number 7. Now this one doesn't get very good press, and it does actually get criticised, and I've heard people say that it's not worthy of the collection that it sits in. I disagree, and this is from Tom Ford's Private Blend, and this is Azure Lime. So this is a woody floral musk, which is my favourite type of fragrance. It's very simple, very beautiful composition. I get bergamot, lime, I get some basil in there, or basil, some florals, and a really great musky base in there. I only get about 3 to 4 hours on my skin, but I've got no problem reapplying when something smells this good. So that is number 7, Tom Ford's Azure Lime. Number 6, probably the most talked about fragrance in Fragcom, certainly in the last few years. The one and only Creed Aventus. Now, I would like to be controversial and say that this isn't very good, but I can't, because it really is a great scent. I don't think it's as good as the hype that it gets. It's not that amazing, but I do really enjoy it, and I'd probably say it's a 9 out of 10 fragrance for me. Anyone that's not familiar with this, it's centred around 3 predominant notes: pineapple, birch and musk. To simply describe it, it is a pineapple, smoky, musky, fruity fragrance. Really, really enjoyable, can't go wrong with it. So that is Creed's Aventus. Right, which one have I got at number 5? Yeah, one of my new favourite fragrances and one of my new favourite houses. I am really loving the stuff coming out of this house. The house is called Ormond Jane, and the fragrance is called Ormond Man. Now, this house, they try and use different notes sourced from different places, try and put a different twist on things. Now, this Ormond Man has got hemlock in here. Hemlock's a very poisonous flowering plant. You probably know it better as devil's beard. That's what people tend to call hemlock, but it actually produces a woody aroma. It's very distinctive, very nice. This has got a little hint of oud oil in here, but it's basically centred around juniper, cardamom and pink pepper. There's some sandalwood and some musk in the base. Really wonderful fragrance, great performance for me. Can't say enough about this one. So that's number 5, and that's Ormond Man. Number 4 on my list, the second Tom Ford Private Blend fragrance. This is Neroli Portofino. Again, I've reviewed this, so I'll leave a link. But this is an ode to the old school cologne type fragrance. This is just done in a modern and much better way than those old school ones. It's about citrus and white florals, very fresh, clean and soapy. It's not earth shattering, but it is very beautiful. And again, it's one that performs really well for me as well. And I really do enjoy that. That's Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino at number 4. Number 3, another fresh, clean, soapy fragrance. Reviewed this a few weeks ago actually, from the house of Thierry Mugler. This is Mugler Cologne. Yeah, very simple, clean, fresh. You can spray this 10-15 times and you're not going to offend anyone. No one's going to dislike this fragrance. Very cheap, very, and lasts around 6 hours for me, which is perfect for that type of fragrance. So that is my number 3, Mugler Cologne. Number 2, so another one from one of my new favourite houses that I mentioned. So this again is from Ormond Jane, and this one is called Isfakand. Now this is a fantastic citrus fragrance. Bergamot, mandarin and lime. It's got a heavy dose of pink pepper in here, which gives off a kind of light rose accord. There's some cedar in there, which gives it some woods. And it's got my favourite note in here, iris. Not as long lasting as Ormond Man. In fact, it's a little bit weak in terms of performance, but it does last for ages, weeks and weeks on clothes, and it smells great on clothes. Yeah, absolutely love this one. It's one of my finds of the year, I think. That's Ormond Jane's Isfakand. And my number 1 summer scent for 2014, and to be honest, this one easily, from the House of Creed again, Virgin Island Water. Coconut, lime, rum, musk, done. Thank you, Eric. Perfect summer fragrance, this one. Just smells of summer, and a worthy number 1 for me. Creed's Virgin Island Water. So that's the end of the list, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and please do rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon. Cheers, guys.